Welcome to the podcast that will teach you how to successfully invest in and build steady streams of passive income from the highly lucrative niche of mobile home park investing. Veteran real estate investors Kevin Bupp and Charles Dehart from Mobile Home Park Academy will personally share with you the valuable lessons they've learned along their journey as mobile home park investors, so that you too can learn how to build massive cash flow and huge profits from this extremely lucrative niche. So without further ado, let's welcome your hosts for today's show, Kevin Bupp and Charles Dehart.
Welcome, guys and gals, to the Mobile Home Park Academy's weekly podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Bupp, and just in case you're tuning in for the very first time, I want to let you know that today's episode is a little different from our normal weekly show. But don't you worry, I'm still 100% positive that you'll find a ton of value if mobile home park investing is what you came here to learn about. You see, many months ago, actually a little bit more than a year and a half ago to be exact, Charles and we created 21 special release episodes showcasing the 21 biggest mistakes that we see new investors make when entering into the mobile home park business. And our original intent was to release one episode per week in addition to our normal weekly segment. But sadly, we got sidetracked and we only ever released the first 7 shows. In fact, you can actually go back and listen to these first 7 mistakes by going and listening to episodes number 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14 on our podcast. And I would actually suggest that you do that if you haven't done so already. And so as a special treat, we're actually going to be posting 2 to 3 episodes each and every week until we get all 21 of them out. And then after that, we'll resume our usual weekly schedule of mobile home park investing awesomeness. And if you haven't done so already, go download a copy of our free ebook so that you can use it as a reference manual and take notes as you listen to all these 21 mistakes. I'm sure you'll be glad that you did. And one quick disclaimer, as you go through this special series, these episodes were recorded more than a year and a half ago, and so some of the references that we make might seem a little dated. But rest assured, the fundamentals haven't changed one bit. So in today's show, we'll be covering mistake number 16, where we'll discuss buying a park where a third-party investor owns more than 5 to 10% of the homes, and why this can be cause for unnecessary risk. But before we get on to mistake number 16, I want to quickly go through a few laundry list items. The first one is the Mobile Home Park Academy is finally live, guys. It's here. It's here and it's open for business. Yes, you heard me correctly. The long-awaited Mobile Home Park Academy that you heard Charles and I talking about for such a long time, it's now live and open for business. Charles and I, we've been busting our butts for the past year and a half, putting this program together, and can confidently say that it's hands down the most comprehensive training on mobile home park investing that you'll ever find. Charles and I, we've been through every boot camp, we've read every book, and we've attended every industry roundtable, mastermind, and anything else you could think of, and this program blows them all away. So you think you want to master the art of market analysis so that you can ensure you're only buying parks in the most profitable markets? We'll show you how to do that. You want to learn the exact step-by-step process that we use to build a highly targeted database of mobile home parks that meet your exact acquisition criteria? Done. We'll show you how to do it in the Academy as well. Do you want to learn the negotiation tactics that we use to persuade owners to sell us their parks using owner financing? We'll show you how to do that too. You want to learn how to successfully raise all the private capital that you could ever need to get your deals done? We'll show you how to do that as well. What if you knew how to create a steady stream of highly qualified off-market leads that met your exact criteria? Better yet, we'll show you how to build a steady stream and not have to rely on brokers to bring you deals. And even better than that, you won't be competing with other buyers who will drive the price up. We're going to show you how to do that in the Academy, okay? Bottom line, if you want to learn how to be successful and enter into this niche and avoid all the common mistakes that new park investors make, then you owe it to yourself to check out the Academy. Charles and I, we love helping others who share the same passion for this business, and we'd love to help you, okay? And just to give you a small little tasting or sampling of what the Academy is all about, Charles and I put together a free 2-hour in-depth web class so that you can get a small just example of what you might expect from the full-blown Mobile Home Park Academy. You can register for this web class by going to mobilehomeparkacademy.com. And one last thing, we are so confident in what we've created in the Academy that we are even offering a 100% no questions asked 30-day money-back guarantee for those who make the commitment to move the needle forward with us, okay? And so if that wasn't exciting enough, guys, in addition to the Mobile Home Park Academy, I'm proud to say that we finally released our highly anticipated mobile home park investment fund. It's live and it's now open for business. So if you have any interest whatsoever in partnering with us on future mobile home park deals, go ahead and shoot us an email to partner@mobilehomeparkacademy.com, and almost immediately you'll be sent info on our current partnership offering. Also, in this email is a calendar link to schedule a call with us to have a one-on-one call to discuss the partnership in more detail to see if it might be a good fit for you. And here's another exciting item I want to mention regarding our partnership opportunities. Based on direct feedback from many of you who have shown an interest in partnering with us on deals, but who also have a sincere interest in learning the mechanics of the mobile home park investing business, we are now offering complimentary lifetime memberships to the Mobile Home Park Academy to anyone who decides to partner with us on deals. By doing this, we're allowing those who invest with us a first-hand experience of the internal workings of our business. So not only will you get to participate in deals with us, but you'll also have the opportunity to learn the exact systems and processes that we use in our very own business. Maybe one day you want to go out and do your own deals. If that's the case, then you'll have all the wisdom and knowledge necessary while simultaneously partnering with a team who has a proven track record. To learn about this unique investment and partnership opportunity, again, send an email to partner@mobilehomeparkacademy.com to receive information on our most recent investment offering. I can tell you that this offer is limited and it will be on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you have any interest whatsoever, reach out to us and let's have a talk and see if it's a good fit, okay? Next item on the agenda, if you're an active mobile home park investor who owns one or more parks, Charles and I, we want to speak with you. We're looking for experienced operators, both big and small, to share their story with us on a future episode. There's so much to be learned from these personal journeys, and we want to help others benefit from your experience, okay? So if you'd like to learn more about becoming a future guest on a show, please send us an email to mobilehomeparkacademy@gmail.com. We'd love to have you as a guest, and we love to share your experience and your story with our listeners. And lastly, if you ever find yourself in the Tampa Bay area, be sure to look us up, as we love meeting others who share our same passion for the mobile home park space. Go ahead and shoot us an email, mobilehomeparkacademy@gmail.com, and let us know what your travel plans are, and we'll try to coordinate while you're here in town. Okay, guys, so now let's get on to the part of the show that you've been waiting for, which is our Biggest Mistakes special series. So here we go.
Welcome, guys and gals, to the Mobile Home Park Academy's special series on the 21 biggest mistakes new investors make when purchasing their first mobile home park and how you can avoid them. I'm your host, Kevin Bupp, along with my co-host and business partner, Charles Dehart. Charles, tell our listeners about the big mistake we're going to be covering today.
Thanks, Kevin. Big mistake number 16 is buying a park where a third-party investor owns more than 5 to 10% of the homes. And this topic is important because throughout the course of looking for parks, you're going to run into investors like this, and you need to understand what the opportunities might be for working with them and what the risks are for working with them.
Yeah, what are some of the downsides? I mean, it sounds like that would be a no-brainer. If you've got empty pads in a park, or you've got some empty homes, and an investor comes in and buys those up and rents them out and just pays you lot rent, then what is the downside to that, Charles?
The downside is it really makes your exit strategy very difficult. The real risk with this investor is when you actually buy a park that has this investor in it. You know, usually you have to almost wrap your mind around the idea that this person will not pull out all of those homes at one time if they don't like the fact that you're raising rents on them or passing utilities back on them. They have too much leverage on you.
Yeah, that's a big risk. We just looked at a park recently in Michigan that had this very similar scenario to where, Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there was an outside investor that owned at least a third of the homes that were in this park. Is that correct?
It was a 40 space. It had 40 occupied units, and it had 25 were owned by this one investor.
Oh, okay, so even more than that. So the scary thing about this park, so on the front end, this park, it looked attractive. It's actually in a similar market to a park we have under contract now. So to us, it would have been kind of like an add-on. It was kind of a no-brainer, at least from the outside looking in. But once we dug a little deeper on this park, and when I say from the outside looking in, I mean from the cap rate perspective, sales price, location, it had city utilities. It all looked like a promising park until we dug a little deeper, because part of the attraction to this thing is the lot rents were below market. And Charles, the water wasn't being billed back either, correct?
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Yeah, so our goal with this park in the attractive portion would be us to go in, raise rents to market, which would have been like another, I think, $40 or $50, and then also bill back water, which would have been probably another, on average, $40 or $50 a month of increased expenses. Now, if that guy that owned those 25 units in that park didn't like our methods, didn't like the fact that we were raising rents, he's got some leverage there. I mean, if he yanked all of his homes out of the park, which would be expensive for him to do, but he may have the wherewithal, we don't know. But if he yanked all those out, or if he even yanked half of them out, guess what happens to our value? It goes down the toilet. It goes down the tubes, and now this park is probably worth less than what we paid for it. So that's scary. That's scary when someone in the park has that much leverage. Charles, what else would you like to add to that?
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that the broker on that park tried to sell us on was the fact that this person that owned these units didn't have the financial wherewithal to do it. And I don't know about anybody else, but I'm not comfortable basing my investment on the financial wherewithal of an investor like that.
Well, not even that. I mean, some people are spiteful in nature. So let's say he doesn't have the financial wherewithal to actually, to move all these things out. Well, I mean, he can still be spiteful and make your life a living hell. I mean, if he just even if he just defaulted on a big portion of his homes, because half of those homes were kind of junk. I mean, they weren't very nice homes. So let's just say he decided to stop paying lot rental half of those homes. Well, being the park owners, we have the option to evict him and to take his home back and become the new rightful owner of his piece of junk home, which might be a promising thing. Not if it needs $5,000 of rehab. So, if he wanted to be spiteful, that might be dangerous as well, and that just if he stopped paying on 12 homes, that's a big impact to our revenue, and it's scary all the way around. There's not too many good things that can come out of that situation. And the current park owner, maybe he hasn't had problems with this guy paying on time. Maybe he hasn't had problems with doing rent raises. But I don't want to be the guy that has to figure out that this guy thinks, he's mad that we're coming in and changing this model around and we're raising rent. So I don't want to be the guy that, that has to deal with that. So what else, Charles? What are some other things that we need to be concerned about with having a park that has a lot of, third-party owners in it?
Well, another thing that you have to worry about is whether or not that person screened their tenants properly.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
You don't want this, especially in this park that we're talking about. This person controls over 60% of the tenant screening process. So you really need to put in some safeties in place that you can have a look at those tenants as well and approve or deny them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, that's a very good point that you make there. And anything else you'd like to add to this, Charles?
Yeah, I would like to add that there is an opportunity when working with these types of investors. So when you come into a park and you buy a park where this investor doesn't exist, and then you come in after the fact and bring someone like this in, they can basically bring homes in for you without any upfront capital on your part. So that's a huge bonus. And additionally, if they go bad at that point, then you don't have any money invested in them.
Mm-hmm. And how do they make money? Those investors that would act in that capacity, do they just make the money on the spread? So they would pay us the lot rent, and then whatever they would rent the home for, they'd make the spread in the middle.
That's essentially what they do, and a lot of them typically don't make money. So.
I don't know. There's a lot of people out there selling programs on how to make money investing in mobile homes. Are you sure they don't make money, Charles?
Well, the number one guy right now, I'm not going to mention his name, but he has transitioned to buying mobile home parks.
Yes, yeah, he's a good guy. I know who you're talking about. Yes, he has moved to the other side where the grass is a little greener, and I think he's happy that he's made that move. So, guys, that's all we have for this episode today. Before we say goodbye, Charles and I would like to ask a small favor of you. If you enjoyed the show and feel that the information that we shared with you added value to you and your business, then please take a minute and go show us some love by going over to iTunes and leaving a 5-star rating and review. And to show our appreciation to you, Charles and I have decided to give you a free gift, which we're going to give you a copy of the exact cold call script that we use when prospecting to park owners. We've never given this away to anyone before, but we're going to give it to you for free just if you go over to iTunes and leave this 5-star rating and review. And here's how you're going to redeem this gift from us. After you submit your review to iTunes, go ahead and send us an email to gift@mobilehomeparkacademy.com and tell us who you are and what screen name you use to leave a review. We'll go ahead and shoot out your free gift to you. And this is your host, Kevin Buff,
and Charles Dehart,
signing off.
Congratulations for taking the necessary steps to achieving massive success through the highly lucrative niche of mobile home park investing. Be sure to visit our website, mobilehomeparkacademy.com, to download your free digital ebook version of the 21 biggest mistakes investors make when buying their first mobile home park and how you can avoid them. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe to our free monthly mobile home park investing newsletter, which is jammed full of valuable tips, tricks, and strategies to help you accelerate your path to success as a mobile home park investor. More information about this podcast and its hosts can be found by visiting mobilehomeparkacademy.com.